Welcome to part two of my review for The Testaments, Season 1, Episode 2. Please know this will contain spoilers, and as usual, I will not compare the book to the show to keep them as two individual works of art. So, after Daisy and Hannah have had their confrontation in the bathroom, we see Daisy that night. We know that she waits for the other Pearl girls to fall asleep before she sneaks into the bathroom and starts working on maybe messages for Mayday. And we see her in the bathroom with what looks like either screws or pins. And she's scratching some kind of a drawing on what looks like a cardboard piece of paper. And we know now that she has been trained by Mayday because girls are not allowed to read or write, so she does not have access to pen or pencils. So they have taught her a different way to get messages across to Mayday. And once she's done with this, which we later find out is a map of the school, she goes back and hides the utensils or whatever it is that she's using in that bedpost that belongs to the girl that's sleeping next to her. And she lays down to go to sleep and looks right into the face of that other Pearl girl and realizes that she is wide awake and has been watching everything she's been doing, that she knows that she's been getting up and doing something in secret and is now a huge threat to Daisy. And it's a very scary moment, and we can see her reaction when she flips over. And she's very afraid now that now she has to worry about this young lady that is laying next to her. And for me this showed how much courage this young teenager has. She's lost her family, and she's gone into this environment where she has no rights, and she can be killed or maimed just for saying or doing the wrong thing. Now, we know that Paula has made arrangements for Hannah now that she's ready to be presented to Gilead. Uh, and one of the appointments that she made is for a teeth whitening at the dentist. Now, this dentist is Becca's father, uh, but he is not a commander. But he is kind of considered the dentist to the stars type, so he has connections with the commanders, which is why his daughter is at the Aunt Lydia school. And it's kind of what we would call a scholarship student. And he congratulates Hannah on being a green like Becca, and he seems very harmless. But like a lot of predators, he inappropriately touches her, and he does it with a smile as if he's not doing anything wrong. And Hannah knows that it's wrong. She knows, she feels that she has been violated. And I think, is thinking, what did I do to make him do this to me? Because that's all that they've learned, is that when men behave inappropriately, it's the woman's fault. And I think that this violation is the very first time this has happened to her. And that happiness that she was feeling after these celebrations and talking to Rosa is starting to go away. So later that evening, Aunt Lydia wakes Hannah from her sleep and takes her to a celebration or something like an initiation for her being green. And when she gets there, she has the other girls waiting for her. And Estee is in a beautiful pool of what looks like blue water. It's very peaceful. And she's calling to Hannah to come into the pool and basically be baptized. So, and Este holds Hannah very gently and dunks her into the water and then lifts her up. And you think that it's over. The initiation phase, this congratulatory phase is over, but it isn't. She puts her under once more and in such a rough manner and leaves her down there. So Hannah gets to the point where she's actually trying to struggle as much as she's willing to struggle for air until Este finally brings her up. The girls are there. They embrace her. They congratulate her. And it's a happy occasion for them. Also get a glimpse of Becca and how she really feels inside. And I'm struck by the warm embrace that she shares when she wraps the towel around Hannah. Becca stays behind and waits for Hannah. And while she's drying her hair, they have a conversation that you can only have with your best friend. Becca says that she's glad that Hannah is there with her. Hannah says that she was afraid Becca was mad at her for basically stealing her thunder. And Becca admits that she did not want that for either of them. And knowing what Becca's father did to Hannah and what he had probably has done to other girls, you wonder how much he has abused Becca. And Becca admits to her best friend that she does not want to get married, that it's not something that she is looking forward to. And Hannah is surprised. And she says, well, what else would we do? And Becca just says, I don't know. As I'm watching Becca's expressions while she's looking at Hannah's face, it dawns on me that Becca seems to be in love with Hannah. Becca may be the first queer character in the show that has been introduced to us. But Hannah doesn't realize this, and she leaves her with positive parting words that all will be well. So when Hannah arrives home, her guardian, who's really cute and she has a crush on, congratulates her on being a green. But Hannah is still thinking about the conversation with Becca and realizing that they don't have any choices. And although Becca doesn't want to get married, and probably Hannah doesn't either since they're very young still, she's recognizing that they don't have a choice and that is dawning on her. But again, I have to wonder. I mean, everyone in the school knows that Hannah has now been blessed. Everyone knows, all the teachers, all the students, the guardians know, which means all the wives know, all the fathers know. Everyone knows because it's something that is that you hear the bell ringing, it's something that's completely celebrated. So her telling her father is just ceremony. And it's a way of her father to become elevated. Because I remember in The Handmaid's Tale when Commander Putnam was going to be rewarded after he essayed Esther and she got pregnant. The only reason he was not rewarded to a higher status level, like a high commander, was because Joseph Lawrence stopped it. And Joseph stopped it because he was a threat to Joseph's projects. So here we have Hannah walking into a room full of men, all for her father to be recognized as having a daughter that has been blessed by God. But Hannah goes in there, she does her duty, and goes on her knees and tells her father that she has not been blessed. And her father is the one that gets rewarded and gets the handshakes, because it isn't just about Hannah, it's about him and his power. And Hannah has an expression of this being the second time that she has been violated. And no matter the ceremony, the danger is the same. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you, and I look forward to discussing episode 3.